Hey guys, Funny Guy Timmy here again for another voiceover day vlog. Today I wanted to talk about something that I actually read on one of the Facebook posts that I'm a part of, one of the voiceover Facebook posts, and someone asked the question, someone who's relatively new to voiceover asked the question, I have dyslexia. They didn't really ask it to me, so I'm not going to mention their name. I don't know. I left a comment, but, you know, if I didn't ask their permission to actually talk about it. So I'm not going to mention them. But they said, I have dyslexia, really bad dyslexia, and it's really hard for me to read a script. You know, is there a way of battling dyslexia or working with dyslexia and being a voice actor, considering the entire time of doing voiceover, you're reading? Yeah, there very much is. I, too, have dyslexia. I actually know a couple of people in the voiceover industry who have some kind of disability as far as, reading or learning or standing still, like anxiety or ADHD or something like that. I have horrible dyslexia. And the majority of my revisions when working with a client, the majority of the stuff that I have to redo afterwards, a lot of that is because I messed up a word. I'll give you a great example. There was a project not too long ago where, and if I mess up a word and I clearly misread it, then I don't charge them for a revision. But there was a word, I don't remember what it was. It was, okay, I remember what it was. There was a word, turbulence in a script, and I read it as tribulence. I don't even know if that's a word, but yeah, somewhere in there I saw there was like an I in the middle of the word, and so I read it as like tribulence, like tribulation or something. And they came back, they're like, "Hey, you accidentally said tribulence instead of turbulence," and so I redid it. And I think there was also another time where someone put lily, and I read it as illy. I like completely didn't see the first L. So this actually kind of happens a lot with me. So I clearly suffer these kinds of reading mental hiccups a lot. It's, something that I've had to deal with my entire life. Now, one of the ways that I get around this is I will actually take the script and copy it and then paste it into a Google Doc, like Google Word or whatever. And I actually have a program in my browser called Speak It. It's an app called Speak It. And what I'll do is I'll highlight the whole thing and I'll have Speak It read it to me like 2 or 3 times before I actually start recording, just to make sure that I have the right idea. And I'll read along with it as it's going over it. And that actually cuts down the number of mistakes that I'll actually go, and make later on. Another thing is on the script, because I have trouble seeing letters that are there, or sometimes see letters that aren't there. What I often do is sometimes I'll break up the script. I'll take it into Word or Google Word, and I'll actually break up the script into, smaller sections. Like I'll take each sentence and then make it its own line, so the sentences aren't just running together. Also, if it's a long sentence, I will put breaks that I have to remember. I'll put commas. Like if it was like, "Dearly beloved, comma, we are gathered," like even though that's like one, "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today," like it'd be "Dearly beloved, comma, we're gathered here today, comma." That's a terrible example, but you get the idea. The idea is to remember it in chunks, in segments. So you're not having to memorize the full line, and you're not having to like read the full thing. You're doing it in segments, in natural break segments. Of course, when you read it, you're not just reading it as like, but it helps your mind to go, okay, we do this step, and then we do this step, and then we do this step, so that you're not having to just try to cram or rush through long sentences, break it up a little bit, and then just kind of take your time with it in one chunk at a time. Also, I will often highlight the sentence that I'm actually, working on, or I make sure to put Emphasis. Also, if it's like a word that has like odd phonetics. Now this one I kind of have trouble with clients. A lot of time people will, send me scripts that have like words that I'm familiar with. I actually am familiar with, but where they're from, it's pronounced differently. And, the like especially if it's like a person's name, it's like, and they want it pronounced in the one way that no one else says it. And then I'm like, okay, fine. But other than that, as far as dealing with my dyslexia, I copy and paste it into Google Docs, and I have Speak It, Read It to me. And there's all other kinds of apps that you can find that can read it to you. Even your phone, your smartphone can do that. Most of them can. And then I just break it into chunks, and I just take it one step at a time. And I try to do a whole bunch of takes per sentence until I get the one that like flows the best. So it's not impossible. There's a little bit more work, and it's going to be something that I'm going to be struggling with my entire life. Almost every single client where I have a huge project, there's always something that I missay, or it was a word that I'm unfamiliar with, and I always have to go back and redo it, which is fine as long as I explain to them and we work out the revision. Totally fine. It's never going to be a big deal, but it is something that I'm constantly going to be struggling with. So it's just kind of an answer to that question. In case there was anybody out there that had the same question, there you go. Those are the things that I do. You might do something different, but I hope this helps. So anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see any other videos like it, leave those down in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out any of my other videos if you're so inclined. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, peace.